this first metalcore exercise is going to be all down picking. So this is really where you want to try to find that sweet spot between, you know, the left angle, the down angle, and then making sure that your hand and your wrist are loose so that you're able to pick from your wrist. And I like to think of the string as kind of like a trampoline, like the pick is just bouncing off of that string. This next exercise is also off of the 4th fret, like the last two were, but we're going to incorporate some pull-offs between the 5th fret, 4th fret, and then 7th fret and 4th fret. So it's best probably to just bar those 3 bottom strings there so that the 4th fret on the D string is being pushed down. So when you do those pull-offs, it's ringing out. It's not a dead note. So for these next couple exercises, just make sure that you're paying attention to what fingers that I'm using when playing notes. So that's going to be it for this lesson. Just to do a little recap, we discussed proper pick holding, pick attack. So continue to focus on that. Think about that as far as how does that feel? How's the friction? How's the sound? What style do you want? Do you want to have more of an aggressive sound? Kind of start working on that stuff and focus on holding the pick in the correct way to where you're covering most of that pick with your 2 fingers, your thumb and your finger. And then timing. Timing is so important. Even the untrained ear can tell if somebody's not playing something in time. So really focus on timing. Now that you understand time signatures and measures and beats, download a metronome or just go buy a metronome and start playing as often as you can to a metronome. I think I mentioned before about 60% of the time is ideal for playing to either a metronome or some sort of timing. And then the musical alphabet, just kind of memorize what strain is what in the tuning that you play in most frequently. And then remember, if you're in standard tuning, 5 down and 7 up is going to be the same note or an octave of the same note. We talked a little bit about hand synchronization. Hand synchronization is really key to guitar, and specifically like riff style metal guitar playing. That's really what it comes down to is being able to sync your hands. So I like to use the analogy as like a bodybuilder. So bodybuilder focuses on a diet, having the right diet, having enough protein, enough carbs, and then training, and then syncing the two or connecting the two together to get the outcome that they want. That's kind of the same thing. Like your right hand is like your diet, left hand is like training, and then you want to sync the two together. That synchronization is really what is key. So focusing on the right hand first, and then the left hand, which would be primarily finger independence, and then putting the two together is really what you want to focus on. Not to say that you need to spend years working on your right hand, but you should be able to pick fairly well before you start to really focus on hand synchronization and left hand stuff and playing like full riffs and putting it all together. Galloping is such a great way to improve your right hand. Also, I'll leave a link below to some more basic style right hand exercises, just in case you guys aren't up to that speed yet. If you're still somewhat of a beginner and you want some more basic exercises, I'll leave a link below that'll take you to some real straightforward, basic, easy right hand exercises. I developed these exercises to be like basic, more straightforward, pretty much just really, really easy riffs is kind of what these exercises are. We used to have a saying at Costco: keep it simple, stupid. The idea is that if you make something too complicated, then people just get too confused and then they walk away. That's the same thing with practicing guitar. Keep it simple at first and then gradually increase and make it more complex. That's why it's important to practice with simple exercises or very basic guitar riffs before trying to like put everything together and learn these complex guitar riffs and solos and different ideas. So my recommendation for practicing is take like 2 to 3 of these exercises, maybe 4 at most, and practice them for like 2 to 3 minutes to a metronome until you get them down, and then find some more complicated exercises or some riffs that are a little bit more complex and start adding those in. But it's really repetition that is going to help you progress at the quickest rate. So guys, that's it for this lesson, this mini course. I hope that you guys got a lot of information from it. Honestly, sometimes it comes down to just understanding and getting a couple ideas that you didn't understand before, or just a couple things, or maybe even just one idea or one concept that is really going to help you, and then the rest is just stuff that you're going to forget. And that's how it goes sometimes. So if that's the way it was with this course, then I would say that's a win. You got something out of it. I read so many books, and sometimes I only get like 2 little pieces of information from reading a 300-page book, and that's why it's important to continue to learn and to continue to grow and continue to consume content and continue to consume content on a regular basis and just learn and get these little pieces of bits of information every single time, and those are going to add up. But if you got more than just 1 or 2 ideas, if this whole thing was helpful for you, that's great, and I appreciate you guys spending the time to watch it and purchasing this. And I know just because you guys actually went through this and finished this, I know that you're going to be successful, because I know you're willing to put in the work and the time that it takes to actually benefit. Anybody can do this. Anybody can get good at playing guitar. Anybody can get good at playing riffs and metal. You just got to put in the time.